This thing, since it existed before time, since it is timeless and eternal, is also therefore unchanging, because things only change if time is progressing. Much like if you were to pause this video, you wouldn't see anything change, because you need time to go from point A to point B to see change from point A to point B. If time is frozen, change is frozen. No more changes can occur. And time didn't exist before the Big Bang, therefore nothing was changing before the Big Bang. And now, I've quite swiftly arrived at my main argument now. I'm going to presume that you agree that the universe is finite, it had a moment of creation, it had something that created it, that existed before the Big Bang, that thing that existed before the universe, before space-time and matter, is spaceless, timeless and matterless, is immaterial, is beyond the natural world, therefore supernatural, and it was unimaginably powerful. Main attributes, let's just say, eternal, powerful, immaterial, supernatural. Now, I arrived at this point about 3 months ago, and I thought to myself, fair enough, supernatural, yep, immaterial, yep, unimaginably powerful, yep, but why could there still not be some sort of a natural cause? You know, let's just say 2 protons colliding or something. The reason for this is, one, as I've already pointed out, space-time and matter didn't exist. The natural world didn't exist. So how can a naturally occurring change occur if the natural world doesn't exist and time doesn't exist to allow that natural change? So you've got 2 evidences against that. One, the fact that the natural world doesn't exist, therefore nothing natural could happen. And even if the natural world did exist, if time didn't exist, then no change within that natural world could occur. So we have to say it's something supernatural. That just makes complete sense to me. All of the things that I've said so far, I am completely certain of. But it still begs the question, why is this thing God? Okay, it's supernatural, it's eternal, it's powerful, but why God? Why couldn't it just be some sort of natural thing in a parallel dimension? Well, here's the reason that I have found for believing that the cause that created the universe is a conscious being. Because time had a beginning in the Big Bang, and time is the factor that allows change to occur, that means that before time began, no change could occur. Just like if I was to pause this video, nothing would change. It was the same before the Big Bang. Nothing could change before time started progressing. Now, if nothing was changing, nothing had to change. Nothing was happening, and nothing could have continued to happen forever. Something had to get things started. But not because it had to. Not because something previously changed which forced it also to change. Because there was nothing changing, because time wasn't progressing to allow that change to occur. Now, since nothing changed which simply resulted in the creation of the universe, or forced the cause of the universe to create the universe, that means that the cause of the universe freely chose to create the universe, not out of obligation. Nothing forced it to create. It freely chose to create, because what you don't have to do, you choose to do. Now, since it freely chose to create, that means that it has free will. Think about it. If something doesn't have to do something, but it chooses one or the other, to create or not to create, it has chosen to do something, and choice is only consistent with free will, and free will is only consistent with a conscious being. Nothing in the natural world, apart from a conscious being, has free will, has the ability to choose. A plant, for example, doesn't choose to grow, it has to grow. A rock doesn't choose to fall, it has to fall. The only thing that can freely choose is a conscious being. This is my argument. And not only did the cause freely choose to create, but it freely chose to create the universe in a very specific way that would allow life to occur. An example of this is Stephen Hawking's calculation that if the rate of space expansion 1 second after the Big Bang was one more than 1 part in 1,000 million, then the universe would have continued expanding and planets wouldn't have formed and life wouldn't have formed. Equally, if it was one less than 1 part in 1,000 million, then the universe would have recollapsed into a giant fireball and again, life would not have formed. This is equal to taking, let's say, a snooker table, and it's 1,000 million centimetres long, and you've got to hit that snooker ball and get it to land on a 1 centimetre square at the end of that table, out of 1,000 million centimetres. That's how precise you've got to be. So, and that's just one example of fine-tuning. I can give you many, many more. But I'm just going to leave these things with you to see what you think. See if you can give me an example of something in nature that exists that can freely choose something that is not a conscious being. Or give me some reason to show why I should believe that the fine-tuning of the universe for intelligent life happened by chance or necessity. Because those are the only options: chance, necessity, or design. So, I'll be interested to see what you think. Let me know if you can think of anything that can freely choose to do something that is not a conscious being. Thank you.